I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling kind of nervous. I'm calming my nerves with some Hendrix and tonic right now.
Take notes.
Big Beach. We're here.
I'm at Alan.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys? All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Terry and Trey, me and Moms, talking some Knicks playoffs. Knicks game 3 tomorrow night at the Garden. We will be there. It's going to be a very important game. It's going to be a movie. I know it's going to be crazy, but the Knicks coming off a really tough loss in game 2. Tough because it wasn't just a loss. It felt like more than a loss, and it was a bit embarrassing. We're going to keep it 100. How you feeling?
I took a day to calm my nerves because I did not like how game 2 played out at all. Not that we lost, it's how we lost. That's what's worrying me about game 3.
Yeah, that's well said. There was some stuff in game 2 that, while it's adjustment from Bickerstaff and the Cavs, felt sustainable for them. It felt like they figured some stuff out that they know they can keep running, and that's what gives me a little bit of worry.
It felt like they pulled out card. They figured us out, and now they know what to do for game 3 for...
Well, okay.
That's how it felt.
I know. I feel you. Yeah.
However, they made adjustments, right? From game 1. So now we got to do the same.
That's what the playoff series is about. Adjustments back and forth. It's a chess match. The Cavs made some moves. We'll talk about that as we go through some of the highlights, because I want to talk about game 2. We're going to look through the game 2 highlights now and kind of talk about some things that the Cavs did that worked really well for them. And then talk about, finally, before we end the show, we're going to talk about game 3, kind of what the Knicks need to do and what we're hoping we're going to see at the Garden. We know the Garden's going to be rocking tomorrow night.
Roll the highlights.
Let's roll the tape.
The Garden, New York City.
Yeah.
New York City, anywhere above 14th Street is going to be bananas.
It's going to be bananas. So let's check out what happened in the last game and see how the Knicks ended up with a 17-point loss. That could have been 30 points the way they were playing. All right, so let's break down a little bit of what happened in game 2. Cavs had to come out strong. All that talk about physicality all week long. It's a must-win for them after losing the first game at home. We come out decently early enough, which is why I felt a bit confident. I'm like, okay, look, we took a punch from them, but we're rolling with this now. We're ready.
I felt cool. I was actually in the first quarter saying, all right, you know what I felt we need to do, because we're playing on their home court. Let's get a nice substantial lead and keep it.
Right.
That's what they ended.
Now in hindsight, right, looking at this now and kind of analyzing what happened over the game, early buckets, Brunson, deep 2, mid-range shot, he hits a 3, and Randall hits a 3 here. Now, we will need Brunson and Randall to make tough shots all series long because we're dependent on our stars. However, we need to share the ball more. I think, Brunson came out aggressive, and I love it. And I think Brunson is not selfish. I think when you see him playing like that, he's trying to do what he thinks is best for the team. Mm-hmm. But Grimes, I think, had 2 shots in the last game, right?
Which is crazy.
These guys need more shots. We need to spread the wealth more. Darius Garland, you see him going off here. Donovan Mitchell did that in this game. After a high-scoring game in the first one, came back in the second game. He was moving the ball. He was passing it around, getting everyone involved.
Because they realized that they don't need Donovan Mitchell to be scoring all those points. They need the rest of the team to be scoring those points. And that's scary, because then that means that if Donovan Mitchell at any point wants to turn it on, he can.
That's what it feels like. He gets Caris LeVert involved. I'm going to pause right here real quick. LeVert comes in because Isaac Okoro hits the bench when he gets 2 quick fouls. Okoro, the Brunson stopper, quote unquote. Now with him gone, Brunson has to play way more defense. Now Brunson can't hide on Okoro in the corner. Caris LeVert, a dynamic scorer. He's streaky, but when you put a guy like Jalen Brunson on him, who can't even compete height-wise,
right?
It's going to lead to bad things. I think LeVert scores 24, 26 points or whatever. He's active the whole game. He becomes that third scorer for the Cavs. So now you got Mitchell, Garland, and Caris LeVert to do it.
They basically forced Brunson to play defense.
Right.
Tired him out on the defensive side, so then his offensive side is not as effective.
Right, and we made a lot of mistakes too. We made a lot of mistakes, so many turnovers. I think we had like 17 turnovers.
So did they though.
Yeah, but it's the thing.
17.
They did, however,
towards the end
we had... Well, no, not that. We had more... They had way more points made off of the turnovers than we did.
Okay.
So we were getting turnovers, but we weren't converting. because they're an excellent defensive team. Look at this here. Caris LeVert hits this three, but this is the issue, right? You just watch this play. That's as we roll back. Garland pull up three, misses. They got the offensive rebound. They were active on the glass. RJ stuck in the paint. Caris LeVert is here. Quickly had already leaked out. Look at Quickly, right? After
he's way too far out.
He's out because Quickly's... Now I get it in the sense he's trying to cherry pick, get an easy bucket. Quickly knows we're a good defensive rebounding team, so he's thinking, we're going to get the rebound, throw it up to me. Right. So I get the thinking. But this comes out. We got two guys not in the play. Quickly's gone. He's the next part of the court. RJ's in the paint. RJ sees LeVert. He's not near him. He doesn't run out. Quickly trying to recover. Garland, patience here, gets it to Caris LeVert. RJ trying to get out there. It's already too late. Yep. But if this is Isaac Okoro, he's not hitting it. You see what I mean? This is the difference. Thing is, I don't know how much of this is JB Bickerstaff understanding before the game, let's do this, and I'm not taking anything away from him, but he was kind of pushed into it because of Isaac Okoro.
Right.
I think LeVert was going to play more regardless, but would he have played as heavy minutes? Okoro didn't play after the first 7 minutes. He just didn't play at all.
Because they realized they didn't need him. They
didn't
realize what was happening was working.
It was working. So let's see what happens with Isaac in game 3. That should be really interesting. But in the second quarter, they just killed us. Randall here.
First quarter, by the way, 22-25.
Hanging in there.
Knicks 22, Cavs 25. So first quarter is fine.
As you see here, Brunson knocked over. He's on the ground still. They don't care. They're playing. The referees let them play. Let's be real. They definitely did. But these guys were confident now. Randall a little banged up from falling on the ground with Allen.
Both Randall and Brunson shook up a little bit.
Yeah,
Brunson was on the floor. When he got up, he was kind of like, ooh. And then Randall, like, touching his hand, like, He got hit. He got hit bad. He was bleeding a little bit. But look, easy stuff here. And Julius Randle, his defensive effort in game 2 was in the gutter. Another great example here. Here's Donovan Mitchell, and you see Evan Mobley coming right down the middle, and Randle just falls asleep for a split second. You can't let Evan Mobley get between 3 guys. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Even in this, so watch out, Hartenstein, right? Jared Allen is here. I understand you got to pick him up. You don't know if a screen's going to come. You got to be aware.
Right.
But at this point, we let Mobley get right through. Look, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Again, that early in the shot clock too. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Evan Mobley's under the basket with a free dunk. Insane. Just, our spirit kind of dropped. The crowd got into it, and it just felt like an avalanche. Just the Cavs fans would say a cavalanche. That's the thing they like to say. And then, look, where a lot of passes inside the paint. The Cavs double-teaming Brunson. We're going to get another ball handler out here. But notice this. Julius Randle is wide open on the perimeter. They have been collapsing and leaving Randle and RJ to shoot. RJ, we know that's iffy. But Randle can hit threes. And he hit a couple of spot-ups in this game. But this is an example. I understand what Brunson's trying to do. It's not the best pass. Not great fingers from Hartenstein. But Randle's open.
Right.
If Randle's going to be out there stretching the floor, we got to use him a little bit more in those circumstances. That's an open three. You can hit that. They come down the other end. And now Garland is feeling it. Yeah. The NBA is filled with so many good players. Once these guys get confident, they can be a different player. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they just improve. Randle here attacks off the dribble. It's a really, really tough one here. That's the thing with this team. They can defend hard on the perimeter because they have Allen and Mobley there regardless. So they know if they're beaten, you still got to beat these twin towers at the rim. We're not getting anything from mid-range, which would help in this series. But they got momentum, and they just started cooking a little bit more. Brunson here, he's trying. At this point, Brunson trying to do almost too much. Right? He's kind of taking everything on his shoulders. And the second quarter was just bad.
The second quarter was so bad. They scored 34 and we scored 17.
That was the game.
And that's actually the only quarter that was that bad.
Right. Yeah, it's funny if you look at it. That's the difference of the scoreline. We lost by 17.
Yep.
So, but I can't pin it on that because they were doing, it was garbage time late and they were doing things all game long. Again, another pass inside the paint. We can't handle it. Butterfingers like it's Nerlens Noel again. They defended so well in this game, but this is the one kind of problem. And there's Danny Green. I gotta say.
Danny Green, who you weren't even expecting to play.
I said it on Twitter. I said Danny Green's going to play in this series. People are like, oh, he's too old. He's not going to play. I looked at that first game. They did not have enough shooting. A guy like Danny Green, he's playoff tested. If he gets an open shot, he's going to make it. And then it's a lot of what we saw them do. Brunson in pick and roll is food. Right? If he gets in pick and roll, it's too tough for him to recover. He doesn't have the height. You see here, not great reads from both Grimes and Brunson. Caris LeVert wide open. And look at this. This is an easy bucket already. Right? He could have pulled up there if he wanted. He takes it right at Mitch. And then he pass it off to Jared Allen. Really susceptible as well to those little passes in the paint. We're not too aware there. At this point, like I said, the confidence is there. They're playing well. Caris LeVert wide open. Attacks off 3. Another play where they're just getting us in pick and roll and things are happening, right? So RJ and Garland here, around the screen, beats RJ. Mitch comes out to contest. Allen is open. Brunson has to now get to the paint because he's trying to make sure that Allen doesn't have an easy route there, but then he gives up the 3 to LeVert. LeVert doesn't take the 3 either. He gets in the paint. But at this stage, I wouldn't care if Allen got the 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a lot of those reads. I think Tibbs and the staff are going to prepare these guys and get them refocused because there's so much here that's worrying. And then, the Cavs kind of locked in. They figured out a rotation. They figured out the scoring is more important than defending Brunson. Let Brunson get some points if you have to.
Because that's what we did with Donovan.
And that's
let him get some points if he needs to.
Right. And then Donovan, when he wants to, hits a big 3 there. I think Donovan had 13 assists in this game. So a lot to work on. Like you said, look, they had a few turnovers. RJ did decently well in the third quarter. Had a couple of really tough buckets. RJ's the one guy who I feel has kind of been playing the same. Whereas Quickly and Grimes, I feel, just have not been able to get into the series at all.
Yeah, man. I mean, RJ, like you said, you were telling me in the car earlier that RJ kind of played like how he normally plays.
Not great, but...
He had 14 points, which is decent-ish enough. But if you look at Grimes with 4 points and then Quickly had 12.
But they were garbage time.
Those 12 points came at the end of the game.
Yep.
The only good thing about those 12 points coming at the end of the game is that at least he got a little feel and got himself a little comfortable.
He needs that.
With scoring, which he needs.
That
was at the end of that game. So I want to know, how is he going into game 3? Can he still have that energy? Can he feel now confident? Because, listen, when you're throwing up and you're not scoring, it has to affect your
of course.
A little bit,
this was the first bucket he made right here. I remember this. It's like, okay, that's IQ getting it going, getting that floater game going.
And that was in the third quarter, so he could have pulled it up some more.
At that point, though, the game was done. Honestly, look, LeVert again, they're getting switches. This is the thing, right? This is going to be something we got to figure out. We talk about the game 3 adjustments at the end of this, but Hart gets in pick and roll with Mitchell. It's Brunson and Hart. Mm-hmm. I think at this point, sometimes Brunson's going to have to trust Hart and trust his rim protection because he comes over here and I get it, he's trying to cut off the lane, but now Karis LeVert is wide open. Right. And Brunson just can't defend this. Again, LeVert doesn't even take the 3. He gets to the rim and lays it up. Yeah. I watch these highlights so often, I think the next highlight might be for the Cavs is LeVert scoring again. But here's a play. Randall gets an open 3 and hits it. So I want to see Randall hitting his spot-up 3s if he's going to be open out there. But again, look, LeVert, Brunson, one-on-one. If we get that matchup, we're done. That's going to keep happening. He's going to keep scoring on him. Jalen Brunson cannot defend Karis LeVert. So when we get to the game 3 stuff very soon, I have some ideas of what I hope we see and I hope we do. But this was a really just bad loss, smacking them out. And at this point, Garland's confident. He's coming back. Step back 3s on IQ. What's crazy about this play specifically is this is what Quickly used to do. Quickly, not used to. So Quickly does.
Can do. This is what Quickly can do.
Exactly. Comes up the court, a little step back, bomb the 3.
Yep.
But at that point, Garland is feeling it. Quickly's overthinking, getting in trouble. And they were active. This team is so active in the paint. These 2 big guys, they play great defense. It's why they're the best defense in the league. They start running. Guys are playing free. Donovan Mitchell for 3.
Yeah, and the 3-point shot is what we're going to talk about too for game 3.
Yep. This is one thing real quick before I think I'm not going to play the end of this, but what I love we see here is Obi in motion, right? Obi attacking Danny Green off the dribble, getting to the rim. If Obi can do that as well, we're gonna need some more from him. We're gonna need more from everyone. We're coming back to the Garden. I'm gonna cut it off here so we can talk a little bit about
what's gonna happen tomorrow
3.
night.
Yeah, we're coming back to the Garden. Big game.
First thing is, obviously, we have to make adjustments, right? The same way they made adjustments on us, whether it was intentional or accidental, we have to also make some big adjustments. Brunson cannot defend those 2 guys. They're way taller than him. He can't get past them. He can't score over them.
Well, he can.
Well, he can if he's out far enough.
Right. Yes.
So he can't score on them when they're up underneath him. Right. So if you got these 2 guys guarding him, then it makes common sense that it means you're going to have to get the rest of the team involved. Yep. You have to. That's what they did. Right, and it's 5 guys that are playing, so it's not only we can't only depend on Randall and Brunson to score, right? Quickly had 2 games. Yeah. Grimes, I didn't even realize you told me today he only took 2 shots. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? Only 2 shots? Grimes can score. Yep. Grimes can score, so he has to get the ball. We have to spread the ball more among the team. Yep. If we don't do that, we are not winning game 3. Don't walk into the Garden with us all hyped up and, oh, it's New York and, oh, yeah, we're going to come back. We have to change up the game.
Yeah.
You have to change up the game.
You said it. We're not this is why the Cavs are a difficult matchup for us. The things that the Knicks are good at, right? And difficult in the sense of, I know we've been confident. I've been confident about different things we've seen. And Josh Hart, let me just say that Josh Hart clearly didn't play at the level he's used to in that game.
He wasn't supposed to play.
And maybe in a sense,
he was still injured. I know he talked big talk like, oh, I'm good. I wouldn't be out there if I wasn't good. I heard all of that. But you know what? He could have done with that extra day rest.
He could.
I definitely think so. And I think that would have forced us to kind of change up our play a little bit.
Right, yep.
And maybe we could have had a better game.
You never know. But listen, Cavs were supposed to win game 2. They had to win game 2. They're the highest seed. They lost at home. But some of these adjustments, and because the Cavs are just such a good defensive team, and you see it now, and you see how they're able to get us in trouble. The things the Knicks are really good at, and this is one of the issues with this matchup, the things we're really good at, not turning the ball over, right? Getting offensive rebounds, right? And ISO basketball.
Right.
We are not that efficient, right? And what's the problem in a sense in the playoffs is the things we're really good at are things that a lot of good teams, even if they're not good at it in the regular season, they can be good at it in the playoffs. They can just play harder, which means you're gonna get more rebounds, right?
Because you turn it up.
You turn it up a little bit. So while we're good at that naturally, they can get close to our level at least, right? You look at when it comes to ISO scoring. Yeah, ISO scoring is great. Late in the game, you saw what Brunson was able to do in game 1 where we needed some buckets late. But if they know Brunson and Randall are the guys, they start trapping Brunson, forcing other guys to beat them. They're forcing RJ, they're forcing Grimes whenever he gets the ball, they're forcing Quickly, they're forcing Randall to a degree. They're saying, all right, cool, can you guys beat us? Right. Because we know Brunson probably can. We're gonna get the ball out of his hands. So one of the big things I need to see in game 3 is Brunson more off ball, so when he gets trapped, he has more options. He's on the move. He's not getting trapped just bringing ball up the court. We need to see more Quickly and Brunson lineups together, so Quickly can control the ball when Brunson is being trapped. I need to see Quickly getting into pick and rolls higher up the court early. They're trapping. They're playing full court press. They're giving us a lot of different looks and keeping us on our toes.
Right.
The Knicks have a lot to do offensively. Right? We need to move the ball, like you said. The ball has to swing. We got to be quicker in our decision making. We had so many turnovers because guys were getting into the lane, realizing it's these two twin towers, and then hesitating and then trying to pass it back out when they're ready for it. Right? If we're going to pass the ball back out, some of these times we got to kick. We got to be proactive about it. We got to go into the lane, ready to kick the ball before we come to a stop. Right? I have a couple more notes here of things I want to talk about. Deuce might need some minutes. This is a great defender. Maybe you toss Deuce on Garland for 8 minutes over the course of the game. Spot minutes here and there.
Okay.
Right?
And who else?
Well, I mean, you want to bring up Derrick Rose. I don't think it's time for Derrick Rose. But
maybe it's not. But here's the thing. So to me, throwing Derrick Rose in there is almost like throwing a monkey wrench, right? Because they are not expecting at all for Derrick Rose to play. I understand that you're saying that Derrick Rose hasn't really been playing. But he has been playing in training sessions.
Well, hopefully.
Right? He's been playing in training sessions. So to me, it's almost like throwing... And I'm not saying keep him in there for a long time. Throw him in there for like 5 minutes. If he can give us a couple buckets, if he can throw them off a little bit, because now they think, oh, they got Derrick Rose playing. Well, how are we counteracting with him? Derrick Rose is quick, he's bouncy, and he can score. So that's the only reason I'm saying bring him in for like a hot minute.
You know what? I don't hate it. I don't think we're there yet.
I
don't think we're there yet because I think this team still has enough. If we listen, we're going to adjust, right? First game, both teams are just kind of seeing each other. You have ideas from the regular season, but it's different. Second game, you make an adjustment, right? We haven't had our chance to be like, okay, we got hit in the mouth. Here's what we're going to do differently. Right? We didn't adjust on the fly in the game.
Right.
I do think there's something subconscious there where if we hadn't won the first game and the second game was going like that, we might have been a bit more aggressive about trying something a little bit different.
Right.
But the thing is, I do think there's some subconscious idea of like, we got the split. We got the 1-1. We're going back to the Garden. But you can't go back to the Garden like you said and not... Because if they come here... I want to talk about it. We're not getting there. Couple more things real quick. Like I said, no more Jalen Brunson on LeVert. I'm putting Jalen Brunson on Darius Garland. I'm giving up the points to Garland. I'm telling Brunson, hopefully, on pick and roll, try not to switch too much. I'm putting RJ on Karis LeVert. I think RJ, just being a big body, he's going to keep LeVert from getting that busy, right? And I think I would rather Garland alone goes off than Garland and LeVert because it's LeVert that really changed the game for them, right? A couple more things real quick. 3-point shooting. We got to shoot earlier in the shot clock, and guys got to stop turning down shots. I know once it started getting a little bit tight, we didn't score for a bit. Guys started feeling like not as confident, so they kept passing it to maybe...
Hell yeah, 20-point lead. Of course they're feeling not confident. They're like, we're beat.
We're beat, yeah. They were, and also they're nervous to not make a mistake.
Yeah.
And when you start feeling like you don't want to make a mistake, it changes how you play. The Knicks have thrived this year playing free. Quickly is the biggest culprit of this, right? Playing free is what got us this far. They got to get it back going. And then transition buckets. The Cavs don't like to run. We start running a little bit more. There's a lot of little nuance here. I'm not worried. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm not out on this team at all. I do think we have what it takes. And then the home crowd. Like tomorrow night, role players play really well at home, mm-hmm. and they tend to struggle on the road. We saw our role players, in a sense, Quickly and Grimes, really struggle on the road. These guys thrive at home, especially Quickly. Quickly with the Garden is like a special relationship.
Listen, they have the full fan support. It is going to be insane tomorrow, like I said, in the city. It's a late night game to me because it's not a 7:30 game, it's an 8:30 game. People are going to be out there. People are going to be drunk. I'm going to be drunk. People are going to be hype. It's going to be a crazy, crazy atmosphere. But the Cavs could also kind of thrive on a little bit of that as well, right? So to me, we have to go in there tomorrow really serious. We have to have made the adjustments. We have to kind of throw them for a loop a little bit. We have to get the entire team involved. And we cannot let what happened in Game 2 happen.
Yeah.
We can't allow them to feel that they figured us out.
Yep. That's the playoffs, right? The Knicks 9-man rotation all season long, able to run it, able to keep it going. Now we're faced with a real bit of adversity where the stuff we like to do and the plan didn't really go all the way according to plan. Like, listen, Brunson and Randall can make tough shots all they want, but this is the playoffs. Eventually, they're not going to make it forever. Right. We're not going to win this if guys don't get involved.
Right.
And if you don't move the ball more. So, like I said, I think Brunson was maybe trying to... I understand how he came out, and that's been Brunson. He's been aggressive. Mm-hmm. But with that, I do think we'll see an adjustment, and I hope we do, because I don't want to get there.
Yeah, man. I mean, the weird thing is, though, when I looked at the box score... I was like, wait a minute, it was really only the second quarter, but the second quarter, what that did was it gave them, like, a whole lot of confidence, and it gave us a whole lot of, like, shakiness and nervousness, like, can we do this? Because once you get a 20-point lead, at that point, all you have to do is just kind of keep scoring every now and again to keep it.
That's right? We're kind of even the rest of the way. So it didn't matter.
Even if we're scoring now, we already, they already had a big enough lead that they don't have to do as much against us. Yep. And then it also allows you to play so much more freely.
Yep.
Because you feel good. You're like, oh, we got this.
Yep. That's it. That's
so
it.
I had no problem. They, like you said, they were supposed to win Game 2 after we won Game 1 on their home court, and you keep telling me that for the Knicks, we actually at this point only have to win our Game 2.
That's it. You just got to win at home.
Right. Now,
been at home, we win in 6.
We've been a really good away team throughout the regular season. The other teams love to come to the Garden and love to show up in the Garden.
They do.
So we have to be aware of that too. Our home court advantage is not as much home court advantage for every other team in the league, maybe with the exception of the Lakers, because our home court, people walk in there like, yeah, we in the Garden. Most famous arena. We're going to show up here. We're going to show out here. So we have to keep that in mind as well. I think we kind of almost, in a way, want to turn off all the noise as loud as the fans are going to be.
We got to be creative.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you though. I know what you mean.
The team almost needs to turn off the noise and focus on the game.
Yeah.
And allow everyone to play and make adjustments. You told me during the season, I remember you saying that Tibbs wasn't a good coach. He wasn't a good coach. That he's not good at making adjustments.
He's not a great Tibbs is not
good at making adjustments mid-game.
He's not a big experiment guy too.
So,
but I trust him in a series, and I trust Johnny Bryant. Believe me.
I was gonna say Johnny Bryant.
These guys have looked at the tape. They're not gonna let Brunson die in pick and roll like he did all last game. They're gonna figure some stuff out. We're gonna do some new things. I don't think the Knicks are just gonna lay down and accept what happened in Game 2. Right?
I
also think, to be honest, the rest were a little bit hard on us early. The physicality.
But the Cavs felt that way for Game 1. So.
Right. They know, 100%. But still, I think the Knicks didn't adjust as well to what was going on. And I think, like I said, you take their punch, they take your punch. Now, it's a 5-game series. Right? Like the old first round used to be. It's a 5-game series again. So now we're going to see what happens from here on out. Let me ask you this. Which player, this is going to end on this guy, so which player are you expecting to see? Which player are you hoping breaks out in Game 3, and which player are you expecting to see really get it together in Game 3?
Emmanuel quickly.
For which one? So I gave you two questions.
Which
player are you hoping breaks out, and which one are you expecting to break out?
Ooh, I am expecting Emmanuel quickly, and I'm hoping Grimes.
Okay, I like it. I'm hoping RJ Barrett, as always. I just want to see. Leave it there. And to be honest, quickly. I'm expecting quickly. I do think Grimes will have a good game as well. I think he'll shoot more, be more active. They must be talking to him about this. But quickly is that, listen, we've gotten through this season only because Emmanuel quickly was basically our third offensive player.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right now, we've not gotten that production at all. No wonder we lost last game. If IQ is giving you what he can, which is between 15 and 20 points, and the timely buckets, this is a big thing. IQ scores at good times for us. He changes momentum.
That's a big thing.
He keeps the effort up on the bench. All that stuff needs to happen. He's struggling with the ball pressure right now. He's not used to this kind of defense. It is something he has to work on. So in the next playoff, he's still young, that he improves and develops this. But we need quickly at the Garden doing quickly at the Garden stuff. And I'm praying for it.
I agree.
I'm going to be rocking this stuff. What am I rocking to? I don't know if to rock the Julius Randle because we're playing in white.
Right.
Or if to rock the Patrick Ewing. So let me know in the comments. They're probably going to give us a jersey though. I forgot. They're going to give us a jersey.
They are going to give us a jersey. So I'm going to worry too much about my outfit after all then.
Obviously, we gotta be uniformed. You got to be uniformed.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
We gotta get a win. We gotta get a win tomorrow. It's our first game at home. All the Knicks fans that are going to the game tomorrow are so excited.
Yeah.
It's Friday night Knicks. We're gonna be hearing that down. It's the end of the song. So we gotta get the win tomorrow, man. We can't go down 2-1 because then we're gonna start feeling like, oh shit.
Yeah. Let's get it together, New York. Let's make the fans proud. Let's make those adjustments. Let's show Cleveland that that Game 2 was an aberration. All right? Let's go Knicks. All right, let us know in the comments below your thoughts on Game 2, your thoughts for Game 3, and what jersey should I wear. Thanks for watching, y'all. First time here, subscribe to our content. Me and Moms talk Knicks, diehard fans for years. We'll always be here just giving our thoughts. Peace. What is that?